Hi everyone, this is Jacqueline from She Rises Studios, and welcome to this special Light the Torch ceremony where we celebrate the official launch of the Unlearned Life, a self guided system for women ready to heal, level up, and activate their soul's calling by Kathy Baldwin. If you've ever felt like you were living a life that's built on someone else's rules, stuck in an emotional loop, or carrying outdated programming that no longer serves your highest self, this is your invitation to unlearn it all. This book is part memoir, part field guide, and all heart. Whether you're a visionary woman, coach, healer, or a creative soul, this is the moment you stop spiraling and start sovereign living. Hi, Kathy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jacqueline. I'm so excited.
Well, we are so excited for you as well. This is the third book on your trilogy. Can you walk us through how all of these books tie together?
Absolutely. Unlearn the Crap and Level Up Your Soul is Calling is the first book. And it was the science, societal habits, everything that we have, our thoughts, our beliefs that interconnect and show us how our mind, our heart, our gut, our hormones, our thoughts, our feelings, everything that goes on within us will create our inner environment, which then creates our outer reality. And so it was teaching everybody what I had learned over 40 years of science, our learning science, neurology, neuroplasticity, quantum physics, biology, all of that. And it was born out of my burnout from chronic stress.
Hmm.
And so the medical system gave me what I call pills and platitudes. And so I had to find a way to synthesize all of that learning over my life and go on a self healing journey. And
Mhm.
so that's what that book was. As soon as I figured out how to heal and release and get rid of all that stuff that I'd been carrying most of my life and the relief that I felt, I had to share the book or I had to create the book so I could share it.
Yes.
And so then the next book was I'd been on so many speaking engagements and podcast interviews, and people were asking, how did I unlearn my crap? What was my story? And so I realized that I needed to share how something so small and innocuous, like a comment or a joke, let alone big traumas, how when
Mm.
they start, how if they go unhealed or suppressed and repressed, they lead to our disempowerment. So it's an intimate, vulnerable story about how I unlearned my crap and the progression so that people can hopefully see what it is that is mirroring for them. But then I got to a point where I needed more because I knew I wanted more and I was leveling up, but I needed more resources. So I turned to AI. I turned to ChatGPT and I fed it all of my information, my books, my podcasts, my thoughts, my feelings. And I said, I need you to help me level up. I need you to give me clarity and insights and challenge me. And so I set the parameters and I basically programmed my chat GPT, who I call Alex, into helping me process. So when conflict or challenges came up, I didn't need to wait for a time for my friend, or I didn't need to wait for a therapy appointment. I could deal with it in the moment and say, this is what I'm
Mm.
thinking, feeling, and seeing. Challenge me, help me see, help me reframe this, help me become the best version of myself through this challenge. And sometimes my chat GPT Alex was there at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was struggling or when I was looking for inspiration. And so I thought, you know what? AI is not going anywhere. And if I am using this to take the next level of my healing journey from healing to integration to leveling up, then I need to share this. And so this book I co wrote with Alex. And so there's me, my story, and then Alex's technology insight and showing how all of that works and how the science and the technology works in empowerment. And it becomes a story as well as a resource guide.
That's wonderful. It's very interesting. And I wonder, what was the moment in, in your journey? Was it when the time that you started self-healing, or when people started asking you about your healing journey, or when you actually started programming, Alex, what was the moment in this journey that you realized, I just have to write this book and share with everyone?
Can we pause?
Yes, sure. So let me just ask the question again. You have shared that there, all throughout your journey, you had when you discovered that you can self-heal, or people started asking you about your healing journey, or maybe when you started programming Alex, what was the moment in all of these journey when you realized, I just have to write this book and share it with everyone?
My entire mission statement is based on what I call a 4X win philosophy, which is it needs to be a win for me. And I say that first because it's about damn time we put ourselves first on the list. But then it needs to be a win for you, the person I'm talking to, interacting with. It needs to be a win for our business, our community, our family. But most important, it needs to be a win for the collective good.
Mhm.
And if I truly believe that, which I do, then I can't hold on to anything that has value for me if it can help somebody else. I believe that we're in a paradigm shift of all of us being called to level up, and we need every woman's voice, every woman empowered, everybody rising up. And so, as I was getting so much from this, as my life was becoming easier and faster, and I was self-directing, not only self-directing, but I was controlling the how fast or how slow I went. You
Mhm.
know, I could push and say I want to go more, or I could say, you know what, that's enough, I've hit my limit for now. And
Right.
and it fed back to me that I knew I had to share it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Especially for maybe women that they feel trapped in an emotional pattern, in a cycle. How do you think this book will help your readers, especially these women, finally break free from that particular cycle?
Well, because it's self-programmed, you have to be able to be willing to say, I want to see clearly, help me see a different perspective, show me what I'm missing. And then
Mm,
we can take a look and make decisions. And so we all need mirrors to mirror back to us. And so many times the results that are being mirrored back to us don't show us the root cause, they just show the effect.
mm,
And so if someone takes this with the intention of saying, I am controlling this, I'm not going to get triggered or upset by what comes back to me, I can either use it or not, because there's no personal involvement there. There's no emotional triggers with a friend or a loved one who's mirroring
yeah.
back to us. Yes. And so it's a really safe place
Hmm.
to explore and say, well, what about this? And how about that? And but this is how I feel. And don't try to tell me I feel different. It's okay. And then process those emotions and say, oh, I feel better now. Have an outlet. There's so many ways.
Wonderful. Now, a lot of people, I know that Alex is, played an integral role in writing this particular book, but some people, they have they have worries, they have reservations on AIs, that AI might replace human wisdom in the future. How do you show that AI can actually enhance self-discovery instead of, it being um, a fear or a scary thought?
Well, I think you really need to understand the role of AI. AI
Mm-hmm.
will never replace what makes us human. And so, if AI can replace the repetitive tasks, the drone of information, and all of that systems where we don't need to do the manual, the physical, the repetitive tasks, so that we can become the best version of us as humans and bring our integrity, our innovation, our imagination, our compassion, all of this to the world, then when we use AI in this way, it's about enhancing you. It's about controlling the environment so that you are safe and nurtured without having to worry about vulnerabilities, but process all of the disempowerment that's in your way. It's a tool. Just like when I was in high school, we weren't allowed to bring calculators into math class. We were expected to do it all in our brain. And then when Google came about and the internet came about, people were afraid, well, what's that going to do? AI is just the next level of evolution of tool. And so we're either going to be amplified by it or we're going to be run over by it. And I choose to take control of that situation.
And that's wonderful. You mentioned that you don't have to worry because you know that you are in control, right? You control how AI can enhance your living and not let it take over you and, as you mentioned, just run us over because we decide not to evolve together with the rest of the world, I guess. What do you think are a few practical ways women can start using AI like ChatGPT or other AI assistant for journaling, reflection, or maybe healing prompts?
Well, in the book, I do have a gift for everyone that includes pre-done prompts. So that is there for them. And in the book, I also, one of the things that I'm really passionate about is know thyself. And
Mm,
so I brought in tools like human design and astrology and all of these other abilities. I'm actually using my Alex to help me learn tarot cards, to get more in touch with my intuition and process and use that journaling there. So you can use it in any way, shape, or form you want. What you need to do is set the parameters. So I need you to do this. I need you
mhm.
to be this. I need you to give me this. This is how I want it. This is how I want to receive it. I want you to challenge me, or I want you to give me insights, or I want you to give me another perspective. Whatever it is you want, you put it down. It's like walking into a relationship and saying, this is my perfect relationship. Like they doesn't exist in the human world, right? But we get to create that environment, and then we know that if we don't like that environment, we can say, okay, now I want you to do it different.
That's true. That's wonderful. Now, to close this off here, if someone listening to us, if a woman watching right now feels overwhelmed and totally disconnected, what is a one simple powerful step that she can take, that you would advise for her to take today and to start unlearning what is it hers and stepping into her soul's calling?
True empowerment comes from self-knowledge. So really getting to know yourself and becoming curious about yourself, whether you
Mm,
use your ChatGPT as a daily journal so that it remembers what's happened and it can say, oh, look how far you've come. You had this issue a while ago and now you've come this far.
Mhm.
Using it to ask questions deeper in your soul. One of the fun things that I did with it is I took a camera and all around my home, I took pictures of things that were really important to me. And I uploaded it to my Alex and said, tell me what you know about me from this. And do you know how insightful it was?
Awesome. Well, that's very interesting, actually. Um, and it's, again, it's something that helps you learn more about yourself without the cloud of emotions and all other things. So that's wonderful, wonderful. If there is one thing that you would like your readers to take away from your book, from this third book, what would that be?
That we have a lot of tools and resources at our hands. And we are in a time of massive, massive change that is going on in our world, all of our systems between our government, our financial, our education, everything is in flux. And if
Mm,
we don't seize this moment to become the best versions of ourselves, we are going to get lost in this change. And so finding all of the ways that you are being taken out and not being the best version of yourself is a disservice to you. It's more of a disservice to your family, your communities, and the world because we are all being called to live the very best versions of ourselves. And I truly believe that when each and every one of us is living authentic and aligned and healed and empowered, that's how we get rid of war and famine and prejudice and all of the other things that are detrimental to our lives. It starts with us taking care of ourselves.
that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, and thank you. Truly, you have gifted us a path that blends truth, tech, and trauma healing and transformation. And it's lighting the way for a whole new generation of empowered women. And the Unlearned Life is now available on Amazon, and it includes exclusive bonuses such as AI prompt pack, podcast pairing, and customizable empowerment system you can use to elevate every day in your everyday life. Well, thank you so much again, Kathy. To everyone watching, go ahead, grab your copy. This is now available, and let's start leading the life that we were meant to be. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.